Hi everyone, we're going live. It's my cat back there. Do you see her? I'll wait for everyone to get on here, and as we wait, I should turn my watch on so that if my husband messages me, I will see it. Let's see here. Hi. Getting excited. The weather's so nice here. Is it nice where you guys are living? The weather affects my mood. So when the weather's really nice, I feel good and hopeful and full of joy because I love gardening, and so I've been out in the garden a lot. And lucky for you, my hands aren't too dirty today. So when I'm showing you the pictures, they won't be full of dirt. But I'm just gonna wait a little while, see who's getting on here. Not too hot in South Florida. That's good. I know, it's starting to warm up down there, huh? We're in New Jersey, and we've had some very, very warm days, which has been awesome, making me excited for summer. And since we're the garden state, planning on putting all kinds of things into my garden. Okay, let's see, I'm getting messages here. All right. Today we're talking about love. It's kind of a complicated virtue, even though it's also so simple because everybody knows what love is. But we're going to try and delve into it a little bit. Hi, everybody. And we're reading multiple books today. We're going to read Nobody Hugs a Cactus. We're going to read Love Z, and we're going to read Love Is. And check it out. I found my old Blesses the Spot prayer book. Actually, I think I found it, and then I bought another one so that my kids each have one when they get older. And I love this prayer book. Have you ever seen it before? Did some of the grown-ups have it as kids? I thought maybe we could sing Blesses the Spot today and also look at the pictures from this prayer book, which was published in 1958. Way before my time, and probably most of yours too. The fourth printing was in 1987 though, which is more in the grown-ups time period. We're going to give a couple more minutes here and then we'll get started. We're also going to listen to a story about Abdu'l-Baha, and then I thought we'd make some love robots. So this is the one I made ahead of time. This is the one my son made this morning. It's kind of more like a love alien robot. And then I want to show you some things that we've made in the past. My good friend Mathilde is the one who actually came up with the love robot craft. And when we've done in the past with kids, we actually cut out ahead of time these cardboard squares and pieces and painted them, and then had the children glue them together and add doodads and googly eyes and all kinds of fun stuff. But I thought that might be too complicated with this group. And then my son for Valentine's Day made a love robot shaker. It's not very shaky though, which has gems on the inside of the body. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that concept of a love robot and draw the body and decorate a heart for draw the arms and legs and face, and then use a heart for the body. A little simpler than some of these other ones, but so let's get started here, okay? All right, we're gonna start with singing We Are Drops. So call and response as always, and we'll start. We are drops of one ocean, We are waves of one sea, Come and join us in our quest for unity. It's a way of life for you and me. We are flowers of one garden, We are leaves of one tree, Come and join us in our quest for unity. It's a way of life for you and me. All the world is one country. Man is one, can't you see? Come and join us in our quest for unity. It's a way of life for you and me. Did you sing that with me? I hope you did. All right, now the next one we're going to sing is Oh God Guide Me. So we got our fingers ready, pointing up the sky. Sit up nice and straight. Go, oh God, guide me, protect me, make of me a shining lamp and a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and the powerful. O God, guide me, protect me, make of me a shining lamp and a brilliant star. Thou art the mighty and the powerful. Okay, then so powerful. Let me see your muscles. Do you have muscles, real strong muscles? I know you all do. I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see my muscles. Okay, here we go. So powerful, so powerful is the light of unity. So powerful, so powerful is a light of unity, that it can illuminate the whole earth, that it can illuminate the whole earth, the whole earth. And this time I thought maybe we'd sing it a little bit faster. You ready? Again, let me see those muscles. Okay, here we go. So powerful, so powerful is a light of unity. So powerful, so powerful is the light of unity, that it can illuminate the whole earth, that it can illuminate the whole earth, the whole earth. Good job. Okay, now we're going to sing Blessed is the Spot. And as I said before you came on, I found an old Blessed is the Spot prayer book that I had as a kid. And as I said before, it was originally published in 1958, and the fourth publishing was in 1987. So I'm going to read this to you while I sing it. And maybe if you know the words, you can sing along too. But it's kind of nice because we'll have some pictures with it. Okay, so. Blessed is the spot, and the house, and the place, and the city, and the heart, and the mountain, and the refuge, and the cave, and the valley, and the land, and the sea, and the island, and the meadow, where mention of God hath been made, and his praise glorified. Ooh. Kind of fun seeing illustrations for each of those parts, huh? I like the cave under a chair. Okay, today we are talking about love. And love is kind of a complicated virtue because there are so many different ways that people show and express and feel love. And we're going to start first with this book called Nobody Hugs a Cactus. Have you ever read this book before? Ooh, I'm sorry. Now this cactus looks pretty grumpy. And just like a porcupine, most people don't want to hug a cactus. But this cactus especially, people don't want to hug. Let's see. Hank lived in a pot. Quite a nice pot, if you ask me. The pot sat in a window. The window looked out at the empty desert. It was hot, dry, peaceful, and quiet. Just the way Hank liked it. It looks quite peaceful. But every now and then, somebody would interrupt Hank's peace and quiet. "Hi, Hank!" Rosie the tumbleweed called out. "Isn't it a beautiful day?" Hank ignored her. He just wanted to be left alone. "Okay, so long," said Rosie cheerfully, and she tumbled away. Hank was happy again. Yep, he's pretty happy to be left alone. But just as he was beginning to relax, "Hello!" shouted a tortoise. "Private property!" yelled Hank. "Keep out!" The tortoise was so frightened, he hid in his shell. Oh, Hank, come on. Hank was still yelling at the tortoise when a jackrabbit dashed by. "Hiya, Prickles," she shouted. "My name isn't Prickles," Hank yelled back. "And stay out of my yard!" Hank is kind of like an old crockety old man, isn't he? He's not being friendly to anybody. "Tumbleweeds, tortoises, jackrabbits, what's next?" said Hank. Oh, he's a tiff. A coyote came lopping by. "No dogs allowed," Hank yelled. "I'm not a dog," said the coyote, "and you are as prickly on the inside as you are on the outside." Before Hank could yell back at the coyote, a cowboy strode by. "Keep off the grass!" shouted Hank. "What grass?" said the cowboy. "Seems to me somebody needs a hug. Too bad nobody hugs a cactus." Those long legs. Hank is getting so upset he's turning red in the face. "Hi," said the lizard. "Who invited you?" said Hank. "And just in case you're wondering, I don't want a hug." "That's good," said the lizard, "because I don't want to give you one." Then he skittered away. Why wouldn't he want to give him a hug? Because he's prickly or because he's acting mean to everybody? An owl landed on the roof. "If you're looking for a hug," said Hank, "well, I guess I could give you one." Now he's offering his hugs. "Who, me?" said the owl. "You must be joking." And for the first time, Hank began to feel a little lonely. Oh, Hank. The next morning, Hank was feeling more sad on the inside than prickly. Maybe a hug wouldn't be so bad after all. The wind began to pick up. An old cup blew by and stuck to Hank's face. His arms were too short to get it off. "Ugh, great," said Hank. Boink. Can't even get it off because his hands are too short. After a while, Rosie came bounding by. "I'll get it off you, Hank," she shouted, and she jumped up to knock the cup off Hank's face. Then she tumbled away. Hank didn't have time to thank Rosie. He felt bad about all the other times he had been so rude to her, so he came up with a plan. What do you think his plan is? What is he going to do? He's going to come up with a way to say thank you. Look what he made. Hank decided to grow the best flower he could and then give it to Rosie as a thank you gift. It took days, but at last it was ready. He couldn't wait for Rosie to pass by again. He put a lot of effort into making that flower for her, huh? When at last she finally did come bouncing back, Hank held out the flower. "Look, Rosie," he said, "I grew it just for you." She looks pretty happy about it, and he does too. What a kind gesture. Rosie was so surprised, she jumped up and gave Hank a great big hug. It felt so nice, Hank didn't want to let go. And as things turned out, he couldn't. Rosie and Hank had become stuck together. But they didn't care. After all, it's better to be stuck in a hug than stuck all alone. There they are. They're happy together now, huh? Wow. So Hank was pretty prickly, wasn't he? Not just on the outside, but he was prickly on the inside too for a long time. He was telling people, "Get out of my yard!" and "Don't give me a hug!" and "I don't want anything to do with any of you." But who was not kind to him? Rosie was kind to him. She said hello to him when she passed by. She helped him when he was stuck, even though he was mean to her. And then eventually, he started to have feelings and affection for Rosie because Rosie was so kind to her. it kind of reminded me of the story here about Abdu'l-Baha. But before we get into that, I forgot we didn't do our quote. So the quote today is, I know this is flipped for you, I'm sorry. I'll have it posted on Instagram later if your parents want to show you. In the garden of thy heart, plant not but the rose of love. What does not mean? Plant not but the rose of love. It basically means, in the garden of thy heart, plant nothing but the rose of love. Kind of an older word for not. So in the garden of the heart, plant not but the rose of love. And this story reminded me of the story about Abdu'l-Baha, which I'm going to tell you about right now. Okay. I don't have pictures for this. You just got to bear with me, and then we'll read a couple more storybooks, okay? While Abdu'l-Baha was a prisoner in Akka, there was a man in that city who behaved very badly towards him. Kind of like Frank was behaving badly to everybody else, except he was super unkind to Abdu'l-Baha. He thought that Abdu'l-Baha was not a good man and that God did not care how badly the Baha'is were treated. In fact, he believed that he was showing love for God by showing hatred to the Baha'is. And as Baha'is, we know it's never okay to show hatred towards anyone, even your enemy. In fact, he believed that he was showing love to God by showing hatred to the Baha'is. He hated Abdu'l-Baha with all his heart. That hate grew and festered inside of him, sometimes spilling out of him the way water spills out of a broken pot. Have you ever seen a broken pot that has a crack in it and you pour water into it? Does the water fill up to the top? It comes rushing out of the bottom wherever that crack is, right? In the mosque, when people came to pray, this man would cry out against Abdu'l-Baha and say terrible things about him. When he passed Abdu'l-Baha on the street, he would cover his face with his robe so that he would not see him. Now this man was very poor and had neither enough to eat nor warm clothes to wear. What do you think Abdu'l-Baha did about him? Do you think Abdu'l-Baha said mean things back to him? Or just wrote him off like, whatever? Or maybe told other people not to be kind to him because he was mean to everybody else? No. Abdu'l-Baha showed him kindness, sent him food and clothes, and made sure he was being taken care of. For example, once when this man became very sick, very ill, Abdu'l-Baha sent him a doctor, paid for his medicine and food, and also gave him some money. He accepted the gifts from Abdu'l-Baha but did not thank him. In fact, he put out his arm to the doctor to take his pulse, and with the other hand covered his face so that he would not have to look upon the countenance of Abdu'l-Baha. And so it went for many long years. The old man was mean to Abdu'l-Baha. Abdu'l-Baha was kind and nice. The old man was mean to Abdu'l-Baha. Abdu'l-Baha took care of him. And then one day, the man's heart finally changed. Kind of like Hank's heart finally changed when the tumbleweed, Rosie, did something kind for him, huh? He came to Abdu'l-Baha's house, fell at his feet, and with a very heavy heart and tears flowing down his face, like twin rivers, cried, "Forgive me, sir. For 24 years I have done evil to you." 24 years! Oh my gosh. For 24 years you have shown only goodness to me. Now I know that I have been wrong. Please forgive me. Thus did the great love of Abdu'l-Baha triumph over hatred. 24 years. Can you imagine someone being mean to you for 24 years? Now, Abdu'l-Baha is something special. We should try to be like Abdu'l-Baha and try to be kind to people that wrong us. But we are also able to be loving and kind to people without accepting their hatred, right? So if someone does something wrong or bad towards you, it doesn't mean we have to be mean and bad towards them, but we also need to protect ourselves. So this idea of love, I think, is so complex because the way we love our neighbors and with the way we love strangers and the way we love our parents and the way we love our children and the way we love our pets and the way we love our spouses when you get older, these are all different forms of the same thing, which is love. So as we read in Nobody Hugs a Cactus, Rosie was kind and loving and caring towards Frank. There's a piece of hair on my camera here. And eventually Frank returned the favor and affection. And what we're going to read now is another book called Love Is. This one's about a little girl who finds a duckling. And what I really like about this book is that it shows all these different ways that we can show love towards something else. Maybe towards a pet, towards a sibling, towards our parents or our children. grown-ups who have children. Love is. What do you see in this picture? You see a mommy duck and all of her ducklings. But this duckling sees a butterfly. Do you think the duckling's going to get distracted? Let's see. Following the butterfly out of the park. Uh-oh. About to cross a street, and a little girl who's jumping rope puts down her jump rope and her box and her backpack, and she picks up the duckling to keep it safe. Love is holding something fragile, tiny wings and downy head. She being gentle and caring towards that duckling. Love is noisy midnight feedings. Shoebox right beside the bed. Here's a little duckling. Wah, wah, I'm hungry. Feeding it. Back to sleep. Wah, wah, I'm hungry. Kind of like little babies, huh? It's peaceful sleeping. No more peeping. Tucked in tightly, head to toes. Oh, snuggles. Love is waking up together side by side and beak to nose. Do you ever wake up and your cat is by your face? Or maybe you've climbed into bed with one of your parents and you're snuggled in close. It's early mornings. Oh, she's so tired. Messy bath times. Tidying up and settling down. Love is in familiar voices, feeling lost and being found. Hello. It's in the struggles, growing muscles. You can do it. Ready for a bigger pond. Whoa! She's flying out of the bathtub. It's sensing when the time is right to lift those wings to travel on. Oh, it looks like it's cold outside. See how she's wearing a hat and a sweater and a scarf? And what do geese do or ducks do when winter comes? They fly south. And that duck is ready to fly south. Love is nudging, gently tugging, coaxing baby from the nest. You can do it. It's getting to the edge and hoping, letting nature do the best. Do the rest. Sometimes if we love someone or something, we have to let it go because we know it's going to be best for it. Love is missing. Oh, she misses her duckling. Reminiscing, remembering all the times they had together. Wishing things could stay the same. You think she misses her duckling? It's understanding even ducklings, like the seasons, have to change. We know it was cold before because she was wearing a scarf and a sweater, but now she's wearing a sundress and sandals, and there's leaves and flowers on the trees. It must be springtime. And what happens in springtime with the ducks and the geese? They fly back north, and Love's also watching, waving, wondering if Love remembers you. Hi! And knowing in a happy instant that love has lasted. I love that illustration. And grown some too. She came back with babies. So many different expressions of love in this story. There's the expression of finding the fragile duckling and taking good care of it. Waking up in the middle of the night to make sure that it was fed. Caring for its needs. Snuggling and hugging and keeping each other warm. Settling down and spending time together. Coaxing the duckling when she was struggling. And then eventually letting her go, huh? It's hard to let something you love go. And what came back? The duck with all her babies. And maybe love grew. All right, we have one more book. We're going to read Love Z. And this one is about a robot who discovers what love truly means. And then we're going to go make some love robots together. I'm going to take off the cover. I can't ever find this book when I need it. So I borrowed it from my friend Mathilde. Thank you, Mathilde, for lending it to me for the 1500th time. Love Z. All right. On a bright, chilly day, Z went out looking for adventure and stumbled upon a piece of half-buried treasure. What did he find? A bottle. And what's inside that bottle? Inside was a message too smudgy to read, except for 2 words at the very bottom. Love, Beatrice. The young robot did not know what love meant, or who Beatrice was, but they felt important. So Z tucked the treasure away and headed toward home. My kids like how he has a compartment in his chest that he can just pop it right in. As night fell, all the robots prepared to power down and recharge for the next day. Z asked for a bedtime story, and a nightlight, and a goodnight kiss. Clank! Tucked snugly in bed, Z's thoughts drifted back to the important treasure. What is love? Asked the young robot. Does not compute, replied the old rusty robots. Then they said, sweet dreams, and turned out the lights. Alone in the dark, Z could not sleep. The other robots had always been able to answer Z's questions. If they did not know what love meant, who would? Maybe there was one person. In the morning, Z went out looking for Beatrice. Hello, I'm looking for Beatrice, explained Z. I want to know what love is, and she will have the answer. That sounds important, said the captain. Climb aboard, and we'll go on a quest. The captain is a cat. So they did. It's a cat dressed in a sweater and a coat and a hat. Unsure of how to start a quest, Z asked around. Excuse me, are you Beatrice? Are you Beatrice? Hello, are you Beatrice? No, said a voice. What's a Beatrice? We are on a quest to find out what love is, explained Z. And Beatrice will have the answer. I don't know any Beatrice, said the crow, but to me, love is sharing your food, even when it's delicious. That did not compute, but Z thanked the crow anyway and changed course towards a place with delicious food, a bakery. The baker did not know Beatrice either, but she was happy to share what love meant to her. Love is when someone is patient and takes the time to teach you new things. That did not compute or make any sense to Z, but Z thanked the baker anyway and changed course towards a place with teachers. A schoolhouse, perhaps, huh? The kids at recess had a lot of thoughts about what love meant. Love is butterflies. Love is sweaters. Love is wishing on a star. Love is lawn gnomes. Love is a million puppies. Love is snowflakes on my tongue. Do you think these are all things that they love? This one loves butterflies and sweaters and stars and snowflakes and millions of puppies and lawn gnomes. Absolutely none of them computed, but Z thanked the students anyway and had no idea what to go in search of. What if they never found Beatrice? What if love was something a robot just could not compute? What if he just couldn't understand it? Z was about to suggest that they change course toward home when they stumbled upon a good place to spend the night. Ooh, look at that little island with snow falling and pine trees and smoke coming out. It looks cozy. And since there's snow, we know that it's probably cold outside, right? Hello, we are on a quest. Oh, never mind, said Beatrice. Hello. I'm sorry. Oh, never mind, said Z. Hello, I'm Beatrice, said the woman. Z could not believe their luck. What? You're the woman? You're Beatrice? And look at the cat. What? They found her. What are the odds? What were you doing out there in the cold? Asked Beatrice. Looking for you, explained Z. I want to know what love is, and I thought you would have the answer. Beatrice paused to think. She's feeding them some warm tea by the fire. She thought, and while she's thinking, she's feeding them cookies, and thought they're playing chess together, and thought some more, dancing. You think these are all acts of love? And look at the cat. The cat came and he had a coat on and a sweater and a hat. And the more time they were there, he just has a sweater and a hat. and then just a hat, and now a full cat with nothing on it. Love is difficult to explain. It's warm, like when your daddy is holding you as a baby, and cozy, like the feelings you feel when you have a new kitty or pet, and safe. You know it when you feel it. Z hoped she was right. It's getting late, said Beatrice. Let's get some rest. The young robot was preparing to power down and recharge for the next day when the old rusty robots arrived unannounced. Z, you were gone. We were worried. We're all worried about Z. But we found you. We brought your favorite bedtime story and your nightlight and a goodnight kiss. Clank. Tucked snugly in bed, Z felt warm and cozy and safe. It was a feeling the young robot had felt many times before. But now it had a name. Z didn't know what love was, but all this time he actually knew. Because he felt that with his big robots. Warm and cozy and safe. This says love Z, and the cat is staying with Beatrice, and Z has that sweater that she was knitting, and they're all going home together. Okay, now, are there people in your life that make you feel warm and cozy and safe? I bet there are. I hope there are. And we also have the ability to make other people feel warm and cozy and safe with how we treat them, with the kinds of words we use when we talk to them. And one of the ways that my kids are very good at making things feel warm and cozy and safe is they take care of our cat. And they feed her, and they brush her, and they pet her, and they snuggle her. And then I snuggle them. So we are going to make some robots today, and I hope you guys are excited for this. I found some robot stickers because I've done this activity a bunch of times with kids, and I thought maybe we could use these robot stickers as inspiration. I just want to show you. You see this robot's body? This robot's body is a square. We're going to make our robot's body a heart because we're doing love robots. But his face is a square. He has these little knobs on the side, and then these little, what are these, like antenna on the top? So you can do that. This one has these little heart antenna on the top and like 3 little knobs at the bottom. This one has, I also like his knees. Do you see his knees here? Let's see. This guy has kind of a rounded head. This guy doesn't even have a body. It's just his body and his head go together, and he only has one eye, and it looks like he has wheels on his feet. And this guy has like a what's it called? I can't think of the word. What's the word? I don't even know how to describe it. Like a handle or something, a screw on the top of his head. So these are all just different examples of what you can do when you make your love robots. So for instance, I drew a square head because Love Z had a square head, or Z had a square head, and 2 knobs, but you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. And I gave him Wally hands, Wally, to hold on to a heart. But you can do any shape you want. For instance, I don't know what my daughter did with hers, but this is my son's. He did a square head. He did little antenna. And then he did straight hands. Okay? So I'm going to set up myself, and we can do this together. You can stick around to do it with me, or you can do it later on your own, or you don't have to do it at all. But if you do it, I hope you'll show me what you make, because I love to see what you guys are making. So let me get set up here. I started with a cardboard heart, which I'm actually going to trace on my piece of paper so that I can remember where the body's going to be drawn. And then I'll show you what I'm doing, okay? Put it down like this. Okay, here we go. So here's my heart that I cut out ahead of time. And I'm going to trace my heart just so that I know exactly where to put it back on the piece of paper. Okay? I'll go like this and just outline my heart so I know where to draw my arms and legs. Now for my guy, I'm going to start with a Sharpie. You don't have to. You can use whatever color or marker or pencil or pen or crayons. And as I always say, use what you have or what you're inclined to use. If you like to use paint, you can use paint. If you like markers, if you like drawing, whatever you have, that's what you should be using, okay? Okay, so I'm going to be inspired, I think. Let me take a look at these robots that we had in our book, just for some extra inspiration. So some of these robots, this one has a circle head. This one has kind of that rounded head. This one has a triangular head. And this one has like a cylinder for his head. I think I'm going to do this triangular one, just to mix it up a little bit. But Z had a square face. So you could do a square, do a cylinder. You could make it any shape you want. So I'm going to give this guy, my love robot's going to have a neck here like this. And then I'm going to do the triangular head. So I'm going to go like this. Meow, meow. And I know that this other robot didn't have anything coming off of his head, but I'm going to give him 2 little heart antennae. Why not, right? All right, and then an eye. If you have googly eyes, by all means, feel free to give your robot some googly eyes. All right. You know, my sister's actually an animator, but I'm not. So do your best, okay? All right. And I'm going to give him a little smile, too. Why not? Okay. I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm not actually going to give him arms, because I'm going to, when I make my heart, I'm going to draw some arms on here. So I'm going to skip that part, and I'm going to go to the feet. And I really liked how this one sticker robot had these kneecaps. So I'm going to give my love robot some kneecaps. So, and I'm going to give him straight legs. You could give him wavy legs if you wanted. So let's see. I'm going to give him to here, and I'm going to give him a kneecap. And then okay. And then I'm just going to give him some flat feet like this. And this one too. Yeah. Those are some low kneecaps. That's okay. Okay. A little detail here. Why not? Why not? Okay. Now I'm going to color him in. Feeling inspired by these blue guys, but I made a blue one before. So this time, maybe pink. Green. We're going to go for green. Okay. Color in. Next weekend is Mother's Day. And I haven't decided yet if we'll do a special Mother's Day class or not. But have you guys been thinking about what you want to do or make for your moms? I'm not sure yet what I'm going to make for my mom. But one of the things that you can do with these robots, since they are love robots, is if there's anyone in your life that makes you feel warm and safe and cozy, maybe you could send them your love robot, or even just a picture of your love robot, and explain to them what love is and why you thought of them. Sometimes we can help people feel safe and cozy in the way that we are accepting of them. So if they tell us something or they're uncomfortable about a way that they may act or look, if we accept them for who they are, they're more likely to feel comfortable. And that's a way of showing some affection towards people that maybe not family members, but friends or other people. in our lives. All right, so you see my heart here, you see my legs, you see my head. It looks a little Martian-y, and that's okay. So I am using chalk to decorate my heart, but you can use anything you want. If you have markers, if you have paint, you can use anything you have and want. I'm just gonna decorate this heart very simply. I did a kind of like a rainbow pattern before. I'm gonna do something kind of similar to that, I think. Decorate the outside of this. Okay. As Baha'is, we have such a different perspective of what love is compared to a lot of other people. And it's so deeply integrated into our Baha'i lives. But I just recently realized that people have such different understandings of how we can love and be affectionate towards one another. And that's why love it seems complicated to me. Because some people don't have the capacity that others do, perhaps. But just like every virtue, we have the ability to keep growing that ability, just like kindness or patience. Just like any other virtue, it's a virtue that you can polish and grow and create a deeper understanding of, right? So we're going to polish our virtues of love by thinking of ways that we can make people feel accepted and loved and cozy and warm. All right, now I got to figure out my arms, but the problem is that I didn't think about. I don't think my marker is going to draw on top of chalk. So what should I do? What do you think? Should I try and draw on top of it, or should I cut something out and glue it on top? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some arms here. I'm going to draw some arms like this. I'm going to draw one arm like this and one arm like this. And then I'm going to put a heart in the middle, and I'm going to draw some hands like this. And then I'm going to cut this out after I color it in. Okay. And I'm going to give him... I'm going to give him some stripes here so I can add some other colors. Maybe some green. Green arms. Do. I'm going to cut out my little arms here. I think I need slightly bigger scissors because my hands are too big for these. We'll see how I can do it. Okay. The Bahá'í says that love binds the whole universe together. It's crazy. And I think everything in life comes down to love. How we treat other people, how we treat ourselves, knowing and loving God, and how the love of God shines upon everybody, no matter what. All right, so here we go. We got our arms. I'm gonna glue them on. I hope they stick with this. Okay. Yeah. Does not compute. Maybe now this robot understands. Okay, and I have these little gems here. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a little gem in this heart. What do you think? Should I go pink? Should I go yellow? Should I go green? I'm thinking maybe pink today. All right. And there we go. So I have my little love robot. I'm going to give this to someone who makes me feel safe and cozy and warm. I'm going to give this, who should I give this love robot to? Last time I gave, I can't remember what I did last time. Someone that I love. Let me see. There's so many people. Maybe I'll give this one to, I'm going to give this one to my daughter. Her name's Kelsey. I'm going to write a note on it. Let's see. I'm going to write a note that says, Kelsey. Thank you for making me feel warm and cozy. And safe, right? Love. Mommy. Okay. So there's my love robot for today. I probably need to make one for my son too, huh? And this is the one from before. And I would love to see what you guys make. Show me what your love robots look like. And if you have any other comments about love and about affection and who you think, if you want to send one to, you might send it to. Okay? Next week is Mother's Day on Sunday. I have not yet decided if I will record something for Mother's Day, but check back on my Instagram feed and I will be sure to let you know. We might take the week off, or maybe we'll do something Mother's Day, mother focused. Okay? I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good rest of your week.